Hello my fellow researchers and welcome to the SPSSisFun video series. In this video I'm going to show you how to screen and clean your data. And right now I've just imported my data from Excel and I filled in the labels column, I filled in the values column, and I filled in the measure column. Okay, so everything is in check. I just need to now look at the data itself and just see, are there any errors in the data. So I'm going to go to data view, and now this is a small data set, so it's probably quick to see the errors. Basically, you're just looking for values that are out of range. Okay, that's our main goal. For a big data set, it's hard to just kind of look at the data and say, okay, well, there's an error, there's an error. The easiest way to do it is to go to Analyze, Descriptives, Frequencies, click on that. I want to check all my variables for errors, so I'm going to quickly do that by just highlight the first variable in the list. I'm going to hold the Shift key. I'm going to click on the last variable in the list, and then I'm just going to drag it all over. Okay, for statistics, again, we want to look at our min and our max. So, okay, here's our min and here's our max. Down in the dispersion window, I'm going to click on continue, and I'm going to unclick display frequency tables because I don't need to look at that right now. So let's look at, okay, let's just go ahead with this. All right, so what do we get? We get this little table here. And what it tells us is the min and the max for each of our variables. Now, it's actually put the labels for the variables in these column headers here. That's fine. You can actually change that if you just want to look at the variable name as opposed to the labels. But we know what these are. This is sex, this is education, and this is age. So we're looking at our mins and our maxes. For sex, we see an error here because we should only have values of 1 and 2. We shouldn't have a maximum value of 3. So that's an error. We know there's an error for our variable sex. For education, we also see an error there because we only have 3 categories for education. And here we see a min of 1, which is okay, but we see a max of 4. So there's another error there. We shouldn't have a value of 4. For age, now this survey was given to millennials, and there's nobody that was 5 years old that took the survey, so we have an error there. So basically we have 3 errors, or we know that these 3 variables at least have 1 error in each of them. So we're just going to go and look at our data now. I'm going to go back to our data editor view, okay, and here's our data. Conveniently, 3 is actually at the top right here. So I can easily say, okay, well that's incorrect. I don't have access to the questionnaires, but if you did have access to the questionnaires, then you would just come in and change this value. And you could check that because you know the ID number is 20. So hopefully 20 either refers to a participant or a survey number, or like an actual survey that was filled out, number 20. So you can look at that and then figure out what this number is. If you don't have access to that original data, then just go ahead and hit the delete key, and SPSS will consider that as just missing data. Now for education, we know that 4 was an incorrect value, so I'm going to go ahead and click on sort descending. Alright, so I right click on the top there, and then I go to sort descending. And that brings my 4 right to the top, so I can quickly see that belongs to ID number 18. Now if you have your raw data, or if you have your surveys with you, you can just check participant 18 or survey 18, what was their education, and so you can fix that. Now I don't have access to the raw data or the surveys, so again I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. For age, same thing. We know that there was a person that was 5 years old. That was incorrect, so we're going to go ahead and choose sort ascending, and now our 5-year-old comes up right to the top there. They have ID number 16, right, so you can go again, check that out. figure out how old this person was and fix it. Otherwise, just delete the cell, and SPSS will continue and do all your analyses, considering that datum or the cell as missing. So hopefully you found that helpful. Again, the main thing is first looking at the mins and the maxes of each of your variables by going to analyze descriptive frequencies, putting your variables in here, going statistics, min max, okay, right, and then you're just going to do sort ascending or sort descending in order to bring those mins or maxes up to the top to allow for easy viewing. Okay, if you have any questions, go ahead and message me. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video in this SPSS video series. Cheers.